Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Carmiel Marceline and I'm so excited for you to be here with me. In today's video, we are talking about 9 plants that are perfect for impatient people. Yes, I'm talking about you. Yes, you. I mean, who has the time? Am I right? So we're gonna talk all things fast-growing plants, and I'll also share some secrets as to what I do to keep them happy. If you like today's video, hit that like button. If you wanna see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. And if you wanna be notified every single time I post, every Sunday, ring that bell. And with that, let's get into today's video. Plant number 1, Skindapsis Pictus Exotica. We're starting off strong. This is a Skindapsis Pictus Exotica. It is one of my favorite plants that I have in my collection. It is a common plant, so you can get it anywhere. I also realize my bird of paradise leaf keeps on hitting me in the head, but we're going to move past that. Goodness gracious, has a mind of its own. I got this plant 3 years ago from Greenery Unlimited, which is an amazing plant store in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. It was in a 5-inch planter. I've increased it. Now it's at an 8-inch planter. What's awesome is you can propagate this left and right, and she is going to be just as happy, which is wild to me. You're actually seeing her after a haircut that I gave her a month and a half ago. She was looking pretty bare, not gonna lie, but after propagating those cuttings and repotting them up in here, look, she's thriving. Literally thriving. And that's heavy, I'm gonna lower that back down. How do I keep her happy? I give her bright indirect sunlight, which for me is right in front of my east-facing window, and I fully let her dry between waterings. And then I douse her in water, and that's it. If you keep her happy, she'll keep you happy. Plant number 2, Manjula Pothos. I was tempted to put a basic Queen Marble Pothos, but I love my Manjula so much. And like many other pothos out there, super resilient, can handle anything. This is a small one because I propagated and sold a whole bunch of my other specimens. But you can see that she is just growing. There's so many plants in here, and it just keeps multiplying. All I do for this, give it bright indirect sunlight. It's maybe 2 feet away from my east-facing window. Let it fully dry between waterings and then some. Loves to be very dry between waterings, but not enough to unalive the plant, so be careful. Plant number 3, Cebu Pothos. Another pothos, I promise I only put 2 in this list, is this Cebu Pothos, which has a very shimmery leaf color. It looks a little teal if you stare pretty hard at it. And this one vines beautifully. It can also climb if you want it to climb, but grows super fast. This was probably in a 4-inch planter when I got it, and now look. It's got a full head of hair. I've also given this to my best friends, and I'm embarrassed to say, I think hers is bigger than mine. And I gave her 3 cuttings. Maybe I need to reassess my, my growing conditions. How I keep her happy, or how I try to keep her happy, is give her bright indirect sunlight. This is a couple feet away from my east-facing window. I actually put it in my bedroom, and then I let it fully dry between waterings and douse that baby in water, and she's done. Plant number 4, Syngonium Albo. This is one of my favorite plants. I mean, I love all my plants, but this just is so easy to take care of. It's like she's nodding yes. I got this a year ago from a Facebook plant group, and there was someone locally in New York City who was selling a baby starter, which was in a 2-inch planter. Had about 2 leaves. So of course, what did I do? I chopped that up and propagated both so I could get 2 plants, which is what you see here. This doesn't need much to survive, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the most popular plants that I do sell on Facebook, if I am selling plants, and it quickly grows back. But it's got such pretty creamy variegation on the leaves. And all I do to keep this happy is put her right next to my east-facing window, that bright indirect light, let her fully dry out between waterings, and then douse this baby like every other plant I've talked about. I think you can get a sense of what plants I like. Easy ones. Plant number 5, a Monstera Mint Adansonii. She cute, right? I see you looking at her. I imported her from Indonesia about 1.5 years ago from Sean from Only Plants here on YouTube as well. And what makes this different from a traditional Adansonii is its marbling pattern. It's got various shades of green, different speckles on here that make it just so much more fun. You see the hallmark holes in the leaves. What's great about this, it's super easy to propagate. This actually is a baby from my mama, which is actually in my plant humidity cabinet. You can also leave this at room humidity and it does just fine. I just propagate it a lot, which is why I keep it in my plant humidity cabinet. And once you chop it, it grows back super quickly. You can clearly see that it also roots really well and grows really fast. And all I do to keep her happy is give her bright, indirect sunlight, sometimes direct sunlight, and then fully let her dry between waterings and then douse her. And that's it. Plant number 6, a green heartleaf philodendron. Okay, don't get me wrong, this may seem basic, but who cares? This plant has survived neglect, excess love, and she keeps on putting out new leaves. So if you're looking for something super fast, there you go. My mom actually gave me her about 3 years ago. She bought it from Trader Joe's, believe it or not. And right now, all I do is put it a couple feet away from my east-facing window. It needs bright indirect sunlight, needs to fully dry out between watering, and then get doused in water when it's ready. I will say be careful of terracotta planters because they dry out pretty quickly. So this one is experiencing some pain because I don't water her enough. So just a quick tip for you. Plant number 7, Philodendron Jose Buono. Whew. This philodendron is one of the easiest ones I have in my collection. It is on the rare side, but to be honest, might be moving toward the uncommon territory. I got a 2-leaf rooted cutting for $60 2 years ago, and now you can get a full-fledged plant like this for that same price, if not cheaper. This is so easy to propagate. You can see I made a cutting down here. I created a new offshoot, which is what you see right here. So what's awesome about the Jose Buono is when you get a new leaf, you see all of this beautiful variegation, but over time, it actually becomes a darker green. So this lime green becomes a dark green like the rest of these leaves, and then the white becomes a lighter green. So it looks a little bit like a mojito, but super easy. All I do is put this right next to my east-facing window for bright indirect sunlight and let her fully dry out between waterings, and then, you know, the drill, I douse her in water. And that's pretty much it. The other one I have, because I made a little baby version, is in my plant humidity cabinet, and she's not so much of a baby anymore. She's got 4 leaves already. So very quick and growing. I legit propagated that maybe 3 months ago. So she quick. Plant number 8, a snake plant. Snake plants are characterized by their stiff sword-like leaves, which you see this one. This one is a Moonlight snake plant. So you can see some of the newer leaves. It looks like a light silvery green, and then over time it becomes a darker green. Snake plants are super easy to do. I neglect the snake plant. We all have those plants. I'm not the only one. And I forget about her for 2 weeks, and legit, when I look down into the soil, she's got 3 pups. And I'm great. The more neglect, the better, apparently, with this one. I do put it right next to my east-facing window, so it gets that bright indirect sunlight, and then fully douse her in water when she's completely dry. And that seems to make her very happy. Plant number 9, string of hearts. I saved the best for last. This string of hearts vines like a dream. You can see how long these strands are. She does get tangled though, so I will give that PSA. But what makes this so fun is the leaves are shaped like hearts. They have a mottling green speckle on top, and on the underside it's this grayish purple. This is also another plant that can be easily propagated. I actually killed the first one I had, tried to salvage it by propagating, and then look now, she's doing a lot better. What's really interesting is I forgot about this plant for maybe a week and a half, and then she grew a foot. Maybe not a week and a half, maybe more than that, but talk about fast growing. Like other succulents, I make sure that it's got some succulent soil, so it's very chunky and porous. Put her right next to my east-facing window to get some bright indirect light. Honestly, she would thrive in bright direct light, and I fully let her dry out between waterings. The only other thing I will say in terms of making her happy is you want to make sure that you're giving the top of your string of hearts or your string of anything sunlight, because that is what will make it the most happy. So if you have it covered, it's gonna hurt the plant. So the more you know. There you have it. Those are 9 plants for impatient people. If you want leaf after leaf, you won't go wrong if you get any of these plants. Now, I will preface by saying if you do want consistent growth or fast growth, you need to ensure that all of your plants are taken care for properly. That means getting proper sunlight, proper watering, and proper humidity. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did like it, you know what to do. Hit that like button, do all the different things, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Until then, bye! Whoops. I spilled some soil onto the sofa. Awkward.